What if I told you a town was invented as a trap, and then someone built it? And what if I told you another place haunted maps for centuries, described like a real city, yet explorers kept reaching the coastline and finding nothing? Tonight, we're investigating two phantom locations that expose a terrifying truth. Sometimes maps don't just describe the world. Sometimes they create it. We treat maps like reality with a grid, a clean scientific translation of the world. But maps are made by people, under deadlines, under politics, under limited information, and sometimes under something even more dangerous: trust. Because most of us don't verify a map. We inherit it. And that's where phantom places are born. A phantom place can be a deliberate fiction, like a paper town inserted to catch plagiarists, or it can be a legend that spreads because early reports are vague, secondhand, or exaggerated. Either way, once a name is printed, it gains weight. It becomes searchable, repeatable, citable. And if enough systems repeat it, maps, directories, databases, guidebooks, the name starts to feel inevitable. Tonight, we'll investigate two cases. Agloe, New York, a modern paper town that leaks into the real world, and Norumbega, a legendary city or region in northeastern North America that persisted across early modern European maps. Two different eras, two different motives, one shared mystery. How can a place that isn't real become real enough to shape what people believe and where they go? And as we go, I'll keep the line clear. What's verified? What's interpretation? And what's still unknown? Here's what a local historical account states clearly. The Colchester Historical Society describes Agloe as a paper town, a fictitious entry associated with ESO maps in the 1930s. It also describes the name as derived from initials, linked to map makers, often summarized as Otto G. Lindbergh and Ernest Alpers. And the broader practice is real. Publishers have used fictitious entries in reference works as a way to detect copying. But even in the Agloe story, there's a crucial detail that's easy to miss. The Historical Society notes gaps in what can be confirmed locally. They mention finding an Agloe Lodge postcard, but not clear documentation for an Agloe general store. That matters, because it tells us something important. Even when a story is famous, the clean version we repeat may be smoother than the surviving evidence. The interpretation is straightforward. If you publish a map and a competitor copies it, your fake town becomes a fingerprint. If the fake town appears on their map, you have a strong clue they didn't build their work from scratch. It's clever, it's quiet, and it's the kind of trick you'd never notice unless you knew to look. But Agloe doesn't stay quiet. Because the Agloe story isn't just about a fake label, it's about what happens after the label escapes. Multiple retellings claim the name leaked into the real world, into local usage, into records, into the ecosystem that decides what counts as a place. And that's the real mystery. Not did Agloe exist, but how does a fictional name become real enough that later maps and systems treat it like a location? Because once a name is repeated, it stops feeling like a claim. It starts feeling like a fact. This is the feedback loop. A map prints a name. A traveler sees it. A business adopts it. A directory lists it. A database records it. And then future map makers, trusting those records, print it again. Even the U.S. Geological Survey's GNIS system exists to catalog geographic names, including historical and variant names. But a registry doesn't explain why a name exists. It doesn't prove the place was ever physically real. It proves something else. Once a name enters the system, it can outlive the truth. And if that can happen in the 20th century, when records are abundant, imagine what happens in the 16th. Norumbega is a different kind of phantom, not a modern trap. An older legend, appearing across early modern European cartography. The New Netherland Institute describes Norumbega as mythical in this mapping tradition. It also points to a pattern that explains how myths survive. Maps can preserve omissions and errors, repeating earlier claims long after the ground truth is uncertain. And it flags something that should make every investigator slow down. The origin of the name is presented as tentative, possibly derived from an indigenous term. That word, possibly, is a warning label. It means the evidence isn't stable. It means the story is still shifting. One mainstream interpretation is that Norumbega became a moving label. Sometimes it's described like a city, sometimes like a region, sometimes attached to a river. And once a name is printed by respected mapmakers, it gains authority. Not because it's true, but because it's familiar. It becomes the kind of claim that new maps inherit. A prestige rumor. And prestige rumors are hard to kill. The New Netherland Institute notes that explorers like Champlain searched for a Venice recorded in this map tradition and did not find it. That's the moment the myth should have died. But it didn't. Because maps don't only record exploration, they also record what people hope to find. And hope, when it's printed, can look exactly like knowledge. Here's what we cannot responsibly claim from the sources we're using here. Agloe, unknown, missing. The full primary source chain, which exact map edition first printed it, and the complete documentary trail of how it entered records. The exact timeline of real-world business usage. Some retellings are cleaner than the surviving documentation. Norumbega, unknown, missing. A single stable ground truth referent, because the label shifts across sources. A certain origin for the name. And that uncertainty isn't a weakness. It's the evidence. Because phantom places don't survive on proof. They survive on repetition. Agloe shows how a fictional name can become real through systems that trust other systems. Norumbega shows how a name can survive for centuries, even when reality refuses to confirm it. So here's the question I want to leave you with. When a map puts a name on empty space, who is writing history? The landscape or the paper? If you want more investigations like this, where we chase evidence, not hype, subscribe to Enigmas of Chronos. And comment below, what other phantom place should we investigate next?